My name is Daniel Peck, and this is me talking about why I love the movie Clue. I saw Clue for the first time when I was 5 or 6 years old, so way too young to understand a lot of the witty humor that's in the movie, but ever since then it's sparked not only an interest in the film, but also the board game. Most people were probably familiar with the board game first and then saw the movie, but I had it the other way around, where were it not for me seeing Clue, I probably wouldn't have been as excited to play the game, which has actually become my favorite board game too, go figure. But why do I love Clue? It's one of those movies I can keep going back to year after year, and it always puts me in a good mood. It makes me laugh my ass off, and it sparked my interest in whodunits and murder mysteries. But it's always a movie that I like to show to friends who haven't seen it. It's sort of something I enjoy doing. This first movie, I actually sat my wife, then my girlfriend, down to watch with me. That's been the same with a lot of my friends over the years throughout my childhood and into adulthood. I used to carry this VHS tape with me, like, to every slumber party I went to, birthday parties, whatever, just on the off chance I could get somebody who hadn't seen it to watch it with me. And I don't think all my friends necessarily understood why I loved it so much, but that's what I'm going to talk about right now. Everything from the cast, which they work so perfectly off of each other. It is a great ensemble cast. I love the way it was written. I love the way it was put together, honestly. They even accounted for every single room in the mansion. The production design, which is amazing. I mean, I watch the movie and I see the game, but fleshed out. And that's another remarkable thing about the movie Clue, is you wouldn't think it would necessarily work as a movie. I mean, how do you turn a board game into a movie and do it well? Well, I can only think of one instance where that has ever actually even worked, and that is Clue the movie. My favorite character is Wadsworth and always has been. This movie actually served as my introduction to Tim Curry, who I've become a huge fan of since then, but he'll always be Wadsworth to me. But I think because I've always loved that character, I sometimes like to pretend that, the third ending, what really happened, didn't happen, because I like the idea that Wadsworth is a good guy. Maybe it's silly of me, but Wadsworth is my favorite, and then probably Professor Plum, because I'm a huge Christopher Lloyd fan, which I already was when I saw Clue. I already knew it was the guy from Back to the Future, and that made me even more excited about the movie, because Christopher Lloyd's a hero of mine. I actually got to meet Christopher Lloyd, and was very close to having him sign my Clue DVD, or my Clue tape, but I had to go with Back to the Future on that one. Sorry, Professor Plum, maybe next time. It's one of the most quotable movies I've ever seen. I rank it up there with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And I'm guilty of quoting movies almost as a second language around the house anyways, but if there's one movie I've quoted more than any other movie, it's probably Clue. Why is the car stopped? It's frightened. Sorry, didn't mean to frighten anyone. You're a bit late for that! I'm not the butler, but I am a butler. In fact, I was his butler. Mrs. Peacock was a man? When I was a kid, I even recorded my own soundtrack album to the movie, where I played tunes on my recorder. It was my best shake, rattle, and roll. And that theme song, that just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy as soon as it begins. Do 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 do. You guys know it. As I've grown up, I've appreciated the movie more and more, and it would easily be in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And actually got to see it on the big screen. I worked at a movie theater once where we were able to actually do a late night screening of the film for the employees and everything, and that was a highlight too. Watching it with some fans who had already seen it too, laughing, doing all the jokes. I think all of us at the same time did Madeline Kahn's Flames on the sides of my face. Love that. Madeline Kahn is another thing that's great about this movie. And it's one of her roles that a lot of people kind of overlook. They think of the Mel Brooks movies or something, but No, she was great in this movie. Really, all the cast were. You could tell the cast were all having such a great time making it. That energy and that overall mood, I think, shines through on film. I've had this VHS since I was 10 years old. Got it for Christmas, and it made my Christmas, honestly. I watched this thing over and over and over and over again. I watch it several times a year, every year. Clue has become such a big deal with me that I've even got my son, who's now 7, just a huge fan. More of the game than the movie in his case, but still. It's great to see him passionate about Clue in general. Clue is wonderful. So, to make a long story short, you were saying it. You totally were saying it. There are other movies I really like, but out of all of them, I think Clue would be the one that I would be able to watch over and over again and not get sick of, because I haven't gotten tired of it yet.